last but not least, Raul's homework. Raul did very good thing. He made a summary in one sentence, like my story is about depression and the struggle to overcome and keep going despite adversity. And I like it because it's not like it's about depression, because the team can have different aspects. So it's about struggle to overcome and adversity that depression brings. But then he wrote some list of teams that are going to be secondary teams, and I feel a bit that they're too vague, in the sense that I don't see how these teams converge to express or add value to this primary team. I don't see any plot references, which is good. And I'm not sure. I think Raul has some vague idea about the plot. I think Raul have more like a character you want to stick with, which is good. It's always helpful to have some element of the story in mind when you develop the team. But I would like to see your cover teams sort of sorted out, like to at least give to yourself some sort of map. Doesn't need to have to be graphic like Ricardo's, but you have to see what kind of how does for example, the misery of those who respect only money, how does it contribute to the theme about depression? Feeling of debt and guilt, that's good, that's okay. Vulgarity of education, again, I see no direct connection. The love for nature, the right to be happy, so I think you should think through these cover themes, because they sound like more like a wish list than a consistent sequence of themes. So again, let me sum it for you. You need one clear, concise sentence which shows not only what's your theme, like this story about depression, but what's your accent, struggle to overcome. Good. But then these cover themes sort of explain how do you plan to tell us this story, again through themes, not through plot, or what kind of aspects do you want to elaborate for yourself? What's your message, what's your take? If you plan to have branches, what kind of branches do you want to explore? So basically, when I said your theme can be vague, that's still true. You don't have to pinpoint it 100% clear. You can leave it like silhouetted, black and white, or I don't know how to say it anymore, like, it doesn't have to be encyclopedic type of description, but your cover teams, your secondary teams need to contribute to the primary team as well. So basically what Raul has is a wish list, especially because, for example, if you say love, companionship, and friendship, for example, let's take for example, any adventuring story, Dragonlance, the Lord of the Rings, any like this RPG kind of fantasy. It's usually about band of friends who's traveling and having troubles, So can we say, that's a theme? But it's quite weak theme in this sense that all these stories about are love and friendship. However, if we see, for example, a difference between any fantasy story which supports a group and, for example, Lord of the Rings, we'll see that the theme of friendship in Lord of the Rings is extreme. Like, these two guys, they really going through hell. And, it sounds, funny for us and sappy gay thing, this Sam and Frodo love, but that's the theme of the story, the friendship, and it takes a big bulk of the story, and it happens in the, in key moments. So, for example, think when you're considering your secondary themes and cover themes, do like Ricardo did. He put each of these themes in action. He said, okay, this chapter I want to deal with this theme, or to have a flavor of this theme. This boss, I want to be representing the obstacle of overcoming this theme. So don't just say love and companionship and friendship if the story is not really about it. So I don't know. I haven't heard from Raul about what's his plot going to be, but you have to go through Discover themes and see how much are they going to be represented. Personally, I think that's too many themes to be successfully represented in interactive fiction, because unless you're planning to write a monster of 50 hours with 50 hours of gameplay, keep it simple. This is your presumably first professional interactive fiction, so let's try to make it like 1 hour to 5 hours to 10 hours gameplay max. And there's going to be a lot of writing, but not enough to cover all these themes. So yeah, I think you guys did well. I'm really proud. Also, thanks Ricardo for the great insight he shared. I'll put it also in the description of this video. And yeah, keep up the good work. Let's see on Tuesday what you did with plots. Ciao.